movie was Twice Told Tales, a 1964 horror film directed by Sydney Salkow and with a script by Robert E. Kent. The film stars Vincent Price, Sebastian Cabot, Beverly Garland and Richard Denning. Twice Told Tales is a portmanteau film showcasing three classic Nathaniel Hawthorne stories: Dr. Heidegger's Experiment, Rappaccini's Daughter, and The House of the Seven Gables. In the first story, an old man uses a mysterious and miraculous liquid to restore his youth and bring his long-dead fiancée back from the grave, but with inevitably disastrous consequences. In the second story, a reclusive professor keeps his beautiful daughter locked up in a strange garden with a deadly secret. In the third story, the ghosts of the past wreak havoc on a cursed family when their prodigal son returns home with his new wife to the House of the Seven Gables. Each of the Hawthorne stories represented here deals with people struggling and tormented by ideas of sin and purity, diseased morality and repressed desires, all the fun stuff, and perfect horror fare. This is not the best movie ever made, but it is a solid and entertaining film showcasing Vincent Price in three different roles, and 3 times the Vincent Price is always a good thing. Vincent Price is in fine form here, and he's quite restrained in all of these roles. In some ways I felt he was content to just kind of be part of the ensemble on this picture, but his acting really does stand out to a level above that of most of the other actors in the film. And this, I think, is the problem of the film. It's the unevenness of the supporting players. Some of them are really great, like Sebastian Cabot and Richard Denning, but others are really just not up to the same standard. This is particularly noticeable with the female characters in the first 2 segments of the film. It's not that they're terrible, they're just not that great, and they're just not at the same level as Vincent Price and Sebastian Cabot. It's something that does frustrate me in a lot of horror films of this period, is that too often we seem to see, women who look a certain way, but they're just not that great actors. I don't know why this is, because I'm sure there would have been many actresses who looked fantastic and would have been much better performers. Perhaps they just didn't want to appear in horror movies, I don't know. The exception to all this is Beverly Garland, who is absolutely sensational in this film, and she almost steals the picture, I would say, from Vincent Price. She's just so strong in her performance in the Seven Gables segment. She is really sensational in this, and she lifts this film to a much higher level. Interesting side note is that Vincent Price actually also appeared in the 1940 film of The House of the Seven Gables, but in a different role. I would describe Twice Told Tales as a workmanlike film in which some of the elements are just better than others. For example, Richard LaSalle's score is fantastic, but the cinematography is pretty ordinary. And likewise, some of the special effects are really great, like the destruction of the house and the aging and de-aging effects, while other special effects are a bit crummy and kind of let the tone of the film down. I'm particularly thinking of the plastic skeleton and the day-glow red blood. This is another one of my horror bugbears, and I don't know why filmmakers have such trouble getting the colour of blood right. I mean, we've all got it, we've all seen it, we know when it looks right and when it looks wrong. And in this film, it just looks like, red poster paint. It's so bright red and so the wrong colour. If you're feeling a bit stressed out by current events, I would recommend Twice Told Tales as an enjoyable bit of escapism, especially if you're in the mood for some Gothic thrills and chills. It does deliver those very well. And it has 3 times the amount of Vincent Price for your money, which is always a good thing. Vincent Price just makes everything better. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.